In the shattered ruins of a war-torn world, a sister of battle marches with righteous fervor, her bolter spitting holy fire as she confronts a thousand-sun sorcerer, his eyes ablaze with the flickering light of forbidden knowledge. With each step, she recites prayers of purity, seeking to banish the corruption that surrounds her. The thousand-sun sorcerer, clad in shimmering arcane armor, raises his staff adorned with shimmering runes, calling upon the warp to unleash torrents of psychic flame. The air crackles with malevolent power as he waves intricate spells across the sky, seeking to ensnare the sister in ethereal chains of agony. Undeterred, the sister of battle presses forward, her faith a shield against the sorcerer's dark arts. With precision born of years of training, she unleashes a barrage of holy bolts, each shot guided with the Emperor's righteous wrath. The sorcerer deflects her attacks with arcane barriers, his laughter echoing through the ruins as he toys with her, but the sister of battle is relentless, her resolve unbreakable. With a defiant cry, she charges forward, her blessed blade flashing in the dim light. As their weapons clash in a storm of sparks, the battlefield becomes a crucible of faith and sorcery, where the outcome will determine the fate of this world. However, as the battle goes on, the manipulative whispers of the Changer of Ways begins to creep into the sister's ears. Initially, the sister begins to experience doubt about the certainty of her faith, questioning the rigid dogma of the ecclesiarchy, and seeking deeper understanding of the mysteries of the universe. She begins to be drawn to forbidden tomes or artifacts that are out across the galaxy. This is how she unknowingly begins to fall into Tzeentch's web of manipulation. As she begins to lose the fight against her sorceress adversary, she begins to think about all the possibilities that the Changer of Ways, Tzeentch, can give to her. Why has her faith in her Emperor begin to fail her? Why would the Emperor allow her to lose against this foe? Gradually, her transformation becomes more evident as she begins to adopt symbols of Tzeentch all across her once pure armor. The thousand-sun sorcerer begins to enact a sorcerer's spell to chain his enemy. No longer is she a devout warrior for the Imperium. She now has claimed her allegiance to Tzeentch. What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of OneMindSyndicate, and today I'm back to talk about Warhammer 40k. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite topics that I wish becomes canon, and that is a fallen Sisters of Battle army. For the longest time, I really enjoy the whole religious aspect of these sisters and how devout they are to the Emperor. Tie that in with the grim darkness of 40k, and it is one of the coolest aesthetics you can have. You've got literal people crucified on mechs, running into battle, all for the love of the Emperor and to seek redemption. Not just that, but you've got angels with Saint Celestine fighting alongside the sisters, and their lore is just amazing. You talk about martyrs, saints, and the list just goes on and on and on. But throughout my readings of all the Sisters of Battle lore, I always thought to myself, what happens if their faith is lost? What happens if the once devout, holy warriors of the Imperium begin to pledge themselves to other gods, the Chaos Gods? And so I began to learn about the awesome fan lore that is all across the internet on the fallen Sisters of Battle. You've got Nurgle sisters, Khorne sisters, Slaanesh sisters, and of course Tzeentchian sisters. And that aesthetic is amazing. So I, for one, really want the Sisters of Battle to have that chaos counterpart in the game and in the lore so that it could be more flavorful, because the whole dynamic of the Fallen, as we've seen with the Space Marines, really looks pretty cool, and just tie that in to the Sisters of Battle. I think that would work really well. So I'm going to give you a scenario, and then I'll give you some ideas as to how these Sisters of Battle that have fallen to chaos can look in the game of Warhammer 40k. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Humanity has always been beset by countless enemies. The treacherous heretic, the vile Xenos, and the ungodly demon. The Imperium has held up for thousands of years, but that is all going to change, for there is an inevitable truth that has been uncovered: the failure of the Golden Throne. The death of the Emperor will soon arrive, and with it, so too will the fall of the Astronomicon. These pillars of hope will send humanity into the depths of despair, and that includes the Adeptus Sororitas. With their Emperor-given miracles taken from them, the Sisters of Battle have begun to question their faith. Many orders have renounced their devotion to their god, and have turned their prayers towards the ruinous powers of chaos. The few who still believe began a crusade back towards Terra. All the while, Saint Celestine is nowhere to be found. This is what a Sister of Battle devoted to Khorne would be. Picture her clad in blood-red power armor, adorned with skulls and spikes as symbols of her devotion to the blood god. Her once pristine armor is now splattered with the blood of her enemies, dried in gruesome patterns across her breastplate and pauldrons. Instead of the traditional fleur-de-lis, her armor bears the blazing symbol of Khorne, a skull crowned with blood-soaked horns. In her hands she wields a massive chain axe, its teeth gleaming with the promise of carnage, and a bolt pistol, ready to spill even more blood in the name of her dark patron. Her eyes burn with unholy fervor, bleeding blood, reflecting the insatiable thirst for battle. With every step she chants praises to Khorne, invoking his name as she rushes headlong into the fray. This is the Nurgle, Sister of Battle, and it is a horrifying fusion of faith and corruption, a grim reminder of the insidious influence of chaos. Imagine a Sister of Battle, clad in tattered, decayed armor, covered in oozing pustules and writhing tentacles. Her once pristine white robes are now stained and mottled with diseases, and her face is a twisted, grotesque mockery of its former self. Instead of a holy symbol of the Imperium, she bears the sigil of Nurgle, the chaos god of decay and pestilence, proudly emblazed upon her corrupted armor. She now wields a rusted, filth-encrusted chainsword, dripping with noxious fluids, and her eyes glow with a sickly green light, radiating the foul energies of the warp. Now, those are only just some examples of what we can expect to see if GW ever goes ahead and creates a Chaos Sisters of Battle line. I, for one, am super excited if this does happen. However, I know there are a few things that GW has to get to first before they ever decide to do this, such as maybe giving us some Chaos Adeptus Mechanicus, some type of Chaos Admech that will ally with Vastor. They also have to support the Leagues of Voltan because they're the newest race that came out for 40k, and there's not much going for them right now. But after all of that, I definitely want them to showcase what awesome models and lore can be done with Chaos Sisters of Battle. So let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. This has been the Silent Alchemist, part of OneMindSyndicate, and I'll catch you then. Peace.